this video, we'll prove an essential theorem on the theory of Hilbert spaces, which is the theorem of projection on a convex closed set. So we are in H Hilbert space, and we consider C, which is the closed convex subset of H, and the main theorem states that the infimum, which is written here, so the infimum of x minus y for y in C, is actually reached at some point PC of x, which is called the projection of x to the convex C. So this is a very geometric theorem, so the best way to see this is through a small animation. So to summarize, we have the infimum is reached, it has the following variational characterization, and moreover, an important consequence is the case where C is a closed linear subspace of H. In this case, the projection Pf of x is a linear operator, and it allows to split H as the direct sum of f plus the orthogonal of f. Okay, so now we focus on the proof of the theorem. The basic tool to do this is the following parallelogram law that we will use with xn, which is a minimizing sequence, and we will use this to prove that xn is actually a converging sequence. So here we take xn minus x over 2 for x, and we take xn plus p minus x over 2 for y. And you just write the parallelogram law, which exactly means that you have the following identity. So now we consider this identity, and more precisely, we consider this term here. And this is the main point where we use that C is convex, because since xn and xn plus p belong to C, the medium point also belongs to C. So now, by definition, this quantity here, this is smaller than minus infimum of x minus y for y in C. This is just the definition, and therefore we deduce the following identity. But now, in this identity, by definition of a minimizing sequence, this quantity is converging to the infimum of x minus y to the square. And the same thing is true for this quantity too as n goes to infinity, and therefore the sum is converging to 0 as n goes to infinity. But if you look back at the first thing in the beginning, this means precisely that xn is a Cauchy sequence, and since it is a Cauchy sequence in a complete space, it is converging, and since C is closed, the limit is in C, and we have xn which is converging to x. By continuity of the norm, x is a minimizer for x minus y for y in C, and x is a solution to our problem. So we have the existence of a minimizer, and now for the uniqueness, we'll notice that the previous proof means that given any sequence any minimizing sequence, the sequence is converging. So we apply this observation to the following sequence, which is clearly also a minimizing sequence. And now what we can see is that there is a subsequence, of course, which is converging to x prime, and there is a subsequence of this sequence which is converging to PC of x. But all of the sequence is converging, and therefore, by uniqueness of the limit, PC of x is equal to x prime, which means that you have uniqueness of the minimizer. The proof of existence and uniqueness of the minimizer is complete, and now we will focus on the variational characterization. So, I say that we have the following inequality on a derivative, and this is why we call this a variational characterization. And to understand this inequality, you should observe this. You have PC of x, you have x, and you have some vector y, which is inside the convex C. So now you consider this segment. So this segment can be parameterized by a scalar lambda, lambda in 0, 1, and actually any point in this segment is exactly a vector of this form. So the beginning of this segment is here as lambda equals 0, and since you know by definition of the minimizer that when you move from PC of x, you increase the norm of x minus PC of x, therefore the derivative with respect to lambda should be positive, which is exactly what is written here. So now, what does this mean? That this derivative is positive. You can develop the scalar product to see by hand that this is a polynomial in lambda of degree 2, and from an easy computation, you obtain exactly that this derivative is equal to minus this quantity, and therefore you have the expected inequality. And now for the other sense, if we have this inequality, then PC of x is a minimizer. This is the basic consequence of the cosine law that we write here. So here you just take x minus y to the square, and you add minus PC of x plus PC of x. You develop the scalar product, which is a norm to the square, and you obtain exactly this quantity. But in this quantity, of course, this is a norm, so this here is positive. And by assumption, this is minus something negative, so this is also non-negative. And therefore, norm of x minus y is larger than norm of x minus PC of x to the square, and this is for any y which is in C. And therefore, the characterization is complete. Now, we will focus on the proof of the corollary, and we start with the variational characterization. First of all, since F is a vector space, it is invariant by transection of any vector in F, which means precisely that this set here is exactly equal to F. So when we write the variational characterization, you can replace y minus pf of x by simply y. So you have this first inequality, and actually you have equality because you can replace y by minus y, which gives you the inequality in the other sense. So the real part of this scalar product is actually equal to 0. And to see the same thing on the imaginary part, you can do the same thing, but by putting I times y, because the real part with an I becomes minus imaginary part. And therefore, the scalar product x minus pf of x scalar y must be equal to 0. So this is the first part. And now for the linearity of pf of x, you can simply observe that given any y in f, you have x1 minus pf of x1 scalar y, which is 0. This is just by definition of the projection. Now, second, you have lambda x2 minus lambda of pf of x2 scalar y, which is also 0. So by linearity of the scalar product, you have this identity. But now, by definition of the orthogonal projection, you know that the orthogonal projection is the only vector which satisfies this identity for any y, and therefore, by uniqueness, you have that the orthogonal projection of x1 plus lambda x2 is pf of x1 plus lambda pf of x2, which is precisely the linearity of the operator pf. And therefore, the proof is done, and it concludes the video.